Hey guys, Mr. Barnes here again, bringing you another video. This time on finding the equation of a quadratic, and I know there's probably another one of these. There's two forms of this problem. One being finding it given sort of a sequence of numbers, and the other one like this, giving some information about the maximum height and where the ball lands. One's finding like the general form. This one's finding transformational form. Alright, so soccer ball is kicked into the air and first lands on the ground 20 meters away. Always a good idea maybe to draw a little sketch. So here we go. So kicked into the air and first lands on the ground 20 meters away. So let's say that here's 0 and here's 20. It reaches a maximum height of 8 meters. So this is my y-axis. Actually, I should draw that and put that there in black as well, just to make it easy to see there. And reaches a maximum height here of 8. Determine the transformational form of the quadratic function representing the path of the soccer ball while it's in the air. So this one actually says find transformational form. Sometimes we'll just say find the quadratic function. Which is important to note that transformational form is a quadratic function. You know, some people always think general, which is just creating work for yourself. This transformation form is way easier. Alright, so remember, all we need to know to find a quadratic function is ht, vt, vs, and ref. Well, if you look at this, if you're kicking a soccer ball, throwing a baseball, throwing a football, there's always going to be a reflection. It starts from 0 or some height of whatever, in our case 0, and lands on the ground at 20 meters later. So in order for it to do that, it has to be a reflection involved here. Okay, frown face, as we like to say. In order to find the ht and the vt, we need to know the vertex. Well, we know there's a maximum height of 8. The vertex is right here. Well, the beauty thing about a quadratic is it's symmetrical. So this guy, the maximum occurs at 10 meters. So 10 meters, the maximum occurs with a height of 8. So the ht is 10, the vt is 8. Now the vs, there's a couple different ways you can do this. I truly believe the easiest way to do it is to remember this formula. The vertical stretch is equal to the rise over the run squared. So in our case, the rise is 8 and the run is 10. So it's going to be 8 over 10 squared, which is 8 over 100. So it's not a thing of beauty here or anything, but you know, it's better than nothing, I guess you could say. And this reduces down to 2 over 25. Alright, so slightly better than 8 over 100, but that's our vertical stretch, 2 over 25. And if you want to put that as a decimal, I guess you could, which would be 0.08. I wouldn't recommend it. I just leave it like that, though. It doesn't matter. So now we got to write our general form. So if you remember, transformational form looks like this: 1 over vs is equal to y minus vt is equal to x minus ht squared. So basically all this formula tells you is that ht and vt to this change signs. So that means I'm going to have a negative in front of this guy, so it's going to be, and I got to flip that guy. So my vertical stretch looks like this now. 25 over 2 negative, because that goes in the bottom, be 1 over 2 over 25, which you just flip over. 1 minus vt, which is 8, and then x minus my ht, which is 10 squared. So we're good to go. That is it. So far the key is this guy. Saves us a lot of trouble. We don't have to rely on our algebra skills. Rise over run squared. It's a thing of beauty. Alrighty. Next question, very similar. A soccer ball is kicked from the ground. So from the ground, so again we have this situation. and a wall is 26 meters away. So let's just draw the wall here. 28 meters. And we don't know, we sure are unsure of this situation that it's going to hit or not. Ball reaches a maximum height of 9 when it is a horizontal distance 15 meters away. So some maximum here of 15 and 9. At what height from the floor will the ball hit the wall? So if I know that it's kicked from the ground, then obviously it lands over some distance here, hits the wall over here at 30, because it has to be symmetrical. This is 15, even though it doesn't look it. 15 and another 15. It has to be symmetrical. So let's not get too far away ahead of ourselves. So 15 is my HT. My VT is 9. My VS, I'll compute that in a second. My REF is yes. So in order to find what height it hits the wall, I need the quadratic function. Alright, so it's the exact same question as last time, just doesn't specifically ask you for that. So anytime you have a question that's this kind of information is given, you got to think, I need the quadratic function in order to determine the height. So here we go. So my VS is rise over run squared. So my rise is 9. My run is 15. So I got 9 over 225. Let me see if that reduces down. I'm not sure. 225. Let me see. Clear. 225 divided by 9. Yes. So this equals 1 over 25. I kind of thought it was 9 times 25, but wasn't sure. So that means my VS is 1 over 25, which is a good thing. Oops. So let me move this stuff out of the way here. Let me just delete it. Alright, so this is my workings here. So let me write my quadratic formula now, or transformational form. So I got my negative. This guy's going to flip over. Y minus 9 is equal to x minus 15 squared. So it says, at what height from the floor will the ball hit the wall? Well, the ball is going to hit the wall at x is equal to 28, right? So x equals 28. So I'm going to stick this 28 in here, but first what I'm actually going to do is rearrange this into standard form. Standard form is a little bit easier to do this. So in order to do that first, I need to divide both sides by 25, which will make this negative 1 over 25 here. So I'm going to have y minus 9 is equal to negative 1 over 25 right there. X minus 15 squared. Now I have to get rid of this plus 9, so I'll just add 9 to both sides. Plus 9, just like that. Now I'm going to sub in that 28 right there. So that should be plus, that looks like plus 5. It's minus 15. Minus 15. Right there. So now I'm just going to put 28 in there, which is the distance the way the wall is away from the starting point. So let's see. Let me just rewrite that now. Just like that. So I'm going to have 13 squared plus 9. So that's 169 divided by 25. So I have to get a calculator for that. 169 divided by 25, which is equal to 6.76, or negative 6.76 plus 9. And then that's going to be, I'm not going to risk my mental math here today, so subtract 9. We'll just change the sign on that. So 2.24 meters. So that's at what height the ball will hit the wall. So up the wall, 2.24 meters. Alright, so hopefully I never made any mistakes in that one. But this is a typical example, guys, that you might have to face on a public exam. Of course, this one's a little bit harder than the other one. This would probably be a little bit more typical 3205 example, but still 3204 students are certainly capable and maybe even expected to be able to know this. Alright guys, I'll see you in class.